So many coaches have no idea the actual financials of their organization. Like, what's your break-even point? At what day in the month do you break even? If you're a coach in Central Texas, whether that be a marketing coach or a sales coach or a finance coach or a fitness coach or a life coach or a health coach, whatever kind of coach you might be, we got to talk about the first step of building a business to get you to 7 figures a year. And the first step is just called mastery. There's 4 areas in it. And without having mastery in mastery, you kind of get stuck and you never get to that 7-figure business and that you never get to that 7-figure coaching firm. The first part of mastery is destination. We got to know where in the world you're going. Is the desire to build a 7-figure business? Is the desire to build an 8-figure business? Is the desire just to always have a job and be just over broke because you're the technician in the business and you're doing all the coaching yourself? Or is the goal to make it to where you have other coaches that can do the work for you and you just get paid because you're the owner and you're guiding and you're managing all kind of fun things? So we got to know where we're going. What's the destination of this thing look like? From there, now we get to time mastery. And where is time being properly allocated? We have a coach that we coach. We have a coach that we coach. We have a bunch of coaches that we coach. This specific one's out of Florida. And getting stuck in doing all the work. Man, I'm the technician. If you've never read The E-Myth Revisited by Michael Gerber, that ought to be the next book you go read, by the way. He's like, I'm just getting stuck doing all the steps. And we got to have time mastery in place where we start to get you to where you can invest at least an hour a day working on the business instead of in it. Just an hour a day. That's the first step towards getting yourself to a 7-figure business. From there, we look at delivery because we're preparing your business for you to not have to do the delivery all the time. We're preparing your coaching business to get to where you don't have to do all the coaching. Then the fourth step of building mastery, the fourth area, is your money. It's the financials of the organization. And without shrewd financial controls and line of sight on your financials, we don't know how your business is actually doing, right? So many coaches have no idea the actual financials of their organization. Like, what's your break-even point? At what day in the month do you break even? At what moment in the day do you break even potentially? How much recurring revenue do you have? What's your expenses look like? Do you even know what your gross profit percentage ought to be? Do you know what your net profit percentage ought to be so that way you can properly predict net income to build a 7-figure organization so that way you have the cash to hire people and you have the systems and all that? Like, there's mastery level business alone. There are 4 areas that we got to get properly set in place for you so that way you can then get to the second step, because there's 4 steps to properly prepare your business to scale. There's 21 areas out of these 4 steps. You got to get all 21 locked in so that you can then go build your 7-figure coaching firm, your 7-figure business, and eventually have it work without you. So let's get mastery going first, and then we can go from there. I'll give you another example out of Canada. One of the coaches that we were coaching out of them, they started with us and they were, making 20, 30 grand a month. And it was like, okay, well, we don't have financial mastery in place. We definitely don't have time mastery in place. They had a fuzzy definition of their destination. And it was like, okay, we got to go reshift some stuff to get you to where you can actually get out of this rat race of working nonstop and just trying to build a business off of networking and referrals. Like that, you don't build a 7-figure business off of just 2 strategies. So they need to work, yes, and we need to understand how to actually build beyond that. So we get mastery in place, and then we start to build from there. Because the next step is niche, and that's the profitability wing of the business. That is where we start to have some fun, because that's where you start making more money.